pass is intercepted by Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, run down the field.
Bobby Wagner with a touchdown.
Oh,
Brown. And they're calling a touchdown. Let's take a look.
Oh, he went to the ground.
Touchdown, Patriots.
Foles steps up. Foles delivers.
Third
Deep
down.
one-on-one. It's caught.
Did you see that?
Just on third down to pick up play.
Wait a minute,
Wilson
Where's the ball?
floats it. Pass is
Okay,
caught
understood that.
for 3 seconds to go.
I know what's happening.
Ball is placed down. Gano from 63 yards out. It is good.
Man, I don't know shit about football, but I love the Little Giants.
I played video games in a drunken haze. I was 17 years young.
Little Giants opens up in Urbania, hometown of brothers Danny and Kevin O'Shea. We get a short scene with the two brothers as kids, showing that from an early age their relationship has been strained, and as they meet up with some other kids and begin to pick teams for their football game, Danny is left out, of course.
Danny, look at it my way.
This kid who played Kevin was perfect. He has the mannerisms down, the face, the gum chewing, everything.
Yeah.
One nifty little cut later, we find 30 years have passed and the water tower has changed, reflecting the town's one true claim to fame. Kevin and his kiss-ass assistant coach are hosting tryouts to join their Pee Wee football team, and this is where we meet Icebox, a tough-as-nails tomboy and also Kevin's niece.
You killed him, Icebox. Hey, Rudy. You okay?
One by one, the kids are each tested on their various athletic attributes, and some struggle more than others. With the tryouts finally over, everyone gathers around for the team picks, and it's clear that some kids aren't going to make the cut. But things get real tense when we get down to the last position.
And last but not least, the backbone of this team, Sean Murphy.
Yes, I do, baby! Yes, thank you!
Confronting his older brother over the picks, Danny and his concerns are, as always since childhood, brushed off. Rudely at that, as Kevin questions his parenting skills even.
Danny, I hate to break it to you, but Icebox is a girl. Now, maybe if you started treating her like a girl, she'd start acting like one.
Don't tell me how to raise my daughter.
Well, don't tell me how to pick my squad.
Now, is it as easy to brush off his wife's 2 cents?
She's your niece, and she's one of the best players out there.
Honey, she's a girl.
Apparently. Okay, take it away, Stephanie. How rude! In another short scene, we're let in on the fact that Icebox's mother left her and her father a long time ago, and while I appreciate the movie explaining the mother's absence to us,
when she chose to leave us, she was kind of making a choice for us, too. In a way, it gave us a chance to get real close, you and me, right?
really not necessary. No points off, though. So Icebox, or Becky, which is her real name. Anyway, her father tries to be supportive as always, while the rejects from earlier are sulking around their hideout.
Here's a kiss for Murphy, one for Patterson and Briggs, too.
It's really not that funny in this day and age to me, but damn, it was funny when I was a kid. When some of the kids who were picked for the team stop by to bully the rejects, Becky comes in on her go-kart and chases them away as they attempt to escape on their bikes.
We'll have to give anything to get you back on the field.
Yeah, well, I got a little news flash for you. We started our own team.
And that, friends, is how they formed the Little Giants. Not when I say it, it's when they say it. The only problem is her dad doesn't know. So a little later, while Kevin is out at lunch, the mayor comes in with, he sums it up pretty well himself, honestly.
We got a turd in the punch bowl.
Danny, who happens to come in shortly after, gets put on the spot by Becky and her friends as they stare through the window at him with puppy dog eyes. So Kevin comes over to confront him about this new team, and Danny, who can't get a word in edgewise, abruptly changes his mind when Kevin starts running his mouth.
I knew you'd see it my way.
No, I don't.
Pardon me?
I don't see it your way.
It took him 30 years to stand up to him.
We're forming our own team.
Game on!
Yeah, game on.
Well, not quite, as they don't have enough players to form a complete team, so they gather up a few more misfits, and my little brother, if I ever had one.
You ever played football?
No,
Do you like football?
no,
You want to play football?
no.
Great, you can be on our team.
And soon, with some hand-me-down equipment, they are well on their way to forming something halfway resembling a football team.
Timmy, I'm not sure, but I don't think that goes there.
Guys, a lot of this equipment has been used before.
Still one player short.
He spent the first 6 weeks of his life in an incubator, and I think football is just the medicine for him.
My shrink told her I gotta get out more.
Now that the team is formed, it's time for some exercises.
Thanks. I needed that.
I don't know, but I've been told Eskimo pussy is mighty cold.
And 2 fart jokes later. Becky is wandering around the grocery store when...
Yeah! Touchdown!
No!
What a throw! What a find!
What a hunk.
Devin Sawa? For whatever reason, he just happens to be throwing toilet paper rolls into a buggy. Whatever. Becky and Danny head over to his house to ask his mother if he can join the team, and there's a pretty funny gag here.
Oh my god, there he is.
Relax. You didn't tell me his mother was Patty Floyd?
What's the difference?
The difference is I knew her when I was a kid. I kind of had a...
Did you get a grip?
Hey, traitor!
Sometime later, hell, I already forgot his name. I think it's Junior, but that's going to really throw me off because I just did Problem Child recently, so I'm just going to keep calling him Devin. He's on the team now, trying to get the rest of the guys into shape before the big game, and things are just as bad as before, if not somehow worse.
Ready? Go!
This kid was always the funniest one.
This is great! Keep it up! I don't feel it!
Now, before the real training can begin, the group forms their first huddle, and God, they need practice at that even.
Well, you can't go to my birthday. So what?
As the training continues and Becky's feelings start to interfere with her game, we get a cutaway gag over at Kevin's, which doesn't advance the plot really, but got laughs out of me as a kid. Go ahead, you can say it now. And back at Danny's, the members are getting their moment in the spotlight as all their names are called out in front of the parents, formally inducting them into the team. All except poor Johnny.
Thought I was going to have a chance to meet your dad tonight.
He's got business and stuff.
Soon enough, Kevin finds out about Danny's secret weapon, and he and his assistant coach begin spying on them while hiding in the bushes. But when Brain spots them, he tells Danny about it.
Spies.
State police? Oh, thank God. There are 2 men down the bridge from the Shell station parading around in their underwear.
Please, hurry!
Oh.
Nice going.
Yeah.
Breathe!
How do those cops look so goofy when they did that?
Breathe!
Freeze! This arrest has really hurt Kevin's pride, and he's taken it personally. With a little bit of respect, though.
Imagine how I feel married to a peeping Tom.
You got to give it to him, though. That was a brilliant move.
And both teams are now training harder than ever. Of course, Kevin's team has an advantage, however small, with their uniforms, so Danny's team organizes a car wash in an effort to fundraise for their uniforms. Butts shows up to talk a bunch of smack, but since he's driving a car with the top down, and we're at a car wash, we know what he's really here for and what's gonna happen.
Watch it.
Meanwhile, Devin and Becky are getting to know one another a little better, but when her cousin, Kevin's daughter, drops by and starts flirting with him in her cheerleader outfit, Becky begins to doubt that this tomboy path she's on is right for her. And this to me was a better way to show us Becky's mother's absence without really trying to, overwrite it. Obviously, the lipstick speaks for itself as she is attempting to be more girly, but trying to hide it from her dad is just as revealing as we can tell how foreign her acting even remotely feminine must be for those who know her best.
Are you wearing lipstick?
No. It's a cherry Tootsie Pop.
The fact that she's so overly concerned with how they might look at her for wanting to be a girl, which she truly is telling. Now, while all of this has been going on, 2 old guys who frequent the restaurant and know Kevin and Danny well have been betting on who's gonna win. And get this, when this new monster of a kid moves to town, these 2 bastards get on the phone and each call one of the brothers and put them head to head basically in trying to get this kid on their team first. You little bastards. The 2 brothers go head to head racing to this new kid's house, and when Danny beats him there, he meets Spike.
Why'd you meet Coach O'Shea?
Bench presses twice his own weight. Won the 8-year-old division of the pass punt run when he was 5 years old.
When Spike meets his teammates, he's less than impressed.
Spike's in hell. Spike's in pee-wee hell.
And immediately butts heads with Becky.
Look, you berserko Barbie doll. When you mess with Spike, you mess with death.
Somebody call 911!
So a bit later, when sulking around the diner, Uncle Kevin comes in and gives her what little encouragement he's capable of while simultaneously getting what he wants.
Can't be easy on him having me as a brother. Or you as a daughter.
That was a series of backhanded compliments if I've ever seen some. Through love and encouragement, he's basically trying to shuffle her off the team and increase his odds on a victory. Smooth, I guess, with that underlying manipulation. Does that make it an evil move? Doesn't hurt anything. Damn, this movie's trying to give me a lesson in philosophy I didn't ask for.
Do you think I'm pretty?
No. I think you're beautiful.
Back on the field still practicing, Spike is steamrolling over all the kids when Kevin shows up with his dad to right this wrong.
I said I was Coach O'Shea. I never said I was Kevin.
You must think you're pretty slick, huh?
Oh, no.
Thank you, football god.
The team basically falls apart at this.
Crush jerk. Hey, Zoltek, have another Pop-Tart.
Yeah, fart boy.
There's so many good moments in this scene, it's a shame I can't share them all with you.
Oh, shut up, dipstick. You're probably the main reason Spike quit.
I can cry if I want. It's a free country. I can even do this.
Ow! Ow!
In shambles, everyone leaves, and when Rad Tad is riding his bike with training wheels home, belittling himself.
What's the use? I am a dipstick.
The most unlikely of things happened, which I don't even care how unbelievable it is anymore, damn it. I love Rick Moranis, I love Ed O'Neill, and I love the Little Giants. I love Devin Sawa. I think I love John Madden. Most of all, I love these goofy kids that were in this movie, and other good movies like The Mighty Ducks or The Sandlot. Football! Oh shit, it's 4 really big football stars of the 90s. Yeah, those guys. Each of these stars takes some alone time with the kids, sharing their own bits of wisdom before leaving them with some parting words.
Listen, there's no big secret to winning football. It's just doing what these guys do every game. Just go out and give it your best.
Now, while Kevin is busy motivating his team, Devin and Becky have a scene that really isn't that good, honestly.
My cousin told me that her and her boyfriend use their tongues.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
I know, spit swappers.
Most kids that age weren't running around being all, ew, cooties. It's also just kind of boring. I know she's just trying to flirt with him and doesn't know how, but the writer of this movie didn't know how to write a scene as much as she didn't know how to flirt with a boy. After this encounter, Becky pays a visit to her aunt and uncle's house and returns home with a box which Danny spots her with. A pretty decent scene drops here where Becky tells us some of her earliest memories about her mother.
She used to call me her little princess. Every night when she tucked me in, she'd go, "Good night, little princess." Then she'd kiss me on my cheeks.
And after arguing with her dad,
I'm not playing tomorrow.
Wait a second, this was your idea. I thought winning this game was the most important thing in the world to you.
Got a point here. She angrily throws the box to the floor, spilling the cheerleader uniform out and revealing her deep secret. Everyone else is having their own pre-game rituals.
Want intimidation? I'll show you intimidation.
I'll be back in a few days.
Night's sleep now.
And don't even think about football.
5, 6, 7.
Oh God, sound the social justice alarm. We have a possible blackface situation.
I call woo-woo on you!
Good night, Urbania, and a special good luck to all tomorrow's players.
When finally the big day arrives and Reverend Lovejoy is the announcer apparently. I totally forgot Harry Shearer was in this.
Hello again, everybody.
And in the locker rooms, the two teams are getting riled up.
We're unstoppable!
Hi, guys.
When in walks Becky dressed in her new uniform, and the team crumbles again.
Tell Becky we're gonna be cream of wheat. Spike's gonna rip up my face and wear it on Halloween.
That's it. I'm leaving the country. I'm going to New Mexico.
I'm a Zoltek!
Until they learn they have new uniforms
Death shrouds.
with their names on them.
So the guys at the morgue can identify the bodies.
The Cowboys come out first, followed by the Giants. Then we get a good bit of slapstick until both brothers meet center field for the coin toss and end up airing their dirty laundry to the whole crowd.
You've been bossing me around since we were kids. Would you stop it already?
Hey, it's football. You don't ask for things, you take them.
Like you took my ticket to that World Series with Dad?
And much like the two old men from earlier, they end up with their own personal bet riding on the game.
We're talking about my car dealership against your gas station. Winner of this game takes it all.
You're on.
Fine.
Okay.
When Danny loses the toss, the game begins.
Oh, somebody's holding about a pound of Aunt Betty's nut butter right now.
Let's just hear that again.
About a pound of Aunt Betty's nut butter.
And again.
About a pound of Aunt Betty's nut butter.
And again.
About a pound of Aunt Betty's nut butter.
Okay, that's enough.
Nut butter.
Okay. It's literally just a kick in the balls joke, but Harry Shearer's line delivery was incredible.
When I get finished with you, you're gonna be farting out of your mouth and talking out of your butt. Is that physically possible?
He makes good on his word.
You alright? I think so. Huh.
Spike mows down kid after kid after kid through funny shticks, and I think here is a good spot to let James Roll, for the Angry Video Game Nerd as you may know him, summarize a good bit of the remaining scenes for me.
Football.
But you know, with silly moments.
Gonna rip your head off. Turtle? Not turtle? No.
Where'd he go? When halftime comes, the boys are all tired, injured, and feeling defeated, so they decide to just give up. And Danny delivers a motivational speech to them about a time he actually beat his brother at something.
We used to race our bikes down Cherry Hill every day after school, and he'd always beat me. But one time, I beat him.
And as more of the boys begin to share their own magical moments, it's just enough to motivate them into returning to the field, because maybe, just maybe, this can be their one time.
Even if they beat you 99 times out of 100, that still leaves
One time.
One time, yeah.
You know, one time I went fishing with my entire family. And I was the only one that didn't throw up.
One time.
The shenanigans continue, and somehow, some way, Rad Tad is the first kid to score a goal. Kevin is a bit miffed at this and in disbelief, and the touchdown seems to have motivated the team significantly as they score again, this time with a field goal. With the threat of real competition on the rise, Spike is given orders by his dad.
Either you take Junior Floyd out of this game, or you'll be donating a kidney to Aunt Ruth. You understand?
Yes, sir!
He does what he's told.
If that kid of yours pulls another stunt like that, you're both out of here.
Hey, come on! I thought you wanted to win.
Not like that.
Thank God Kevin has some humanity left in him. Becky has some vengeance in her. When she rejoins the team in Devin's absence, things begin to look up again when she immediately takes Spike out, which results in a fumble. Take it away, Harry.
The ball is loose. Aiden covers it up tighter than the lid on a pickle jar.
Yes!
With Spike's ego bruised, the team lines up a new play.
Chicken Little Flea Flicker on 2.
What's that?
Pitch to Johnny.
Pitch to Johnny? You can't pitch to Johnny! I'm Johnny!
Deciding to throw the ball to Johnny turns out to be quite the effective strategy, as when he spots his dad coming towards them, nothing can stop him.
It's cut in half on a brilliant piece of running by Johnny Monero.
And with the end of the game in sight, the momentum picks up with an ever-increasing display of good plays and threats.
Rip their filthy ears off, Jakester! Woo, 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 woo! Yes! Yes!
Until 1 minute 45 seconds remain on the clock, and the teams are both tied at 21 points. Using the only strategy they think is viable at this point, Spike is throwing the ball on each play and like a train attempts to drive right through the pile of kids when Devin's mother comes in with a hot little tip for Danny.
Do you remember that championship game with Sutterville? The one where Kevin scored the winning touchdown?
Time out!
When the game resumes, the teams switch their positions, and almost immediately Kevin understands.
They know the play. They know the play.
Oh yeah, the old throw the ball to Spike play. Yeah, I'd know it too if you used it every single time. Through sheer determination, the team manages to stop Spike from scoring, and Brain calls out the final play. What is it, you ask?
How about the annexation of Puerto Rico?
A fumble fest, basically. The ball ends up dramatically tossed from kid to kid until Jake is the one who scores the big goal. We get an overload of positivity suddenly as Becky and Devin are jumping around. Hell, even Spike starts clapping and gets his guys to start. What a sport. Danny asks the girl he loves out to dinner, and best of all,
There's always going to be a job for you at Danny O'Shea Chevrolet.
Come on.
I'm going to start you on commission and you
Come
can work your way up.
on! Danny, look, there's got to be some way we can work this thing out. What do you want?
the town water tower finally gets a new paint job. I still love this movie. I can't help it. I know dick all about football, and it doesn't interest me in the slightest, but this movie's so enjoyable without knowing anything about football that it doesn't even matter. It makes me curious what other good sports movies I missed out on as a kid. I never saw The Big Green, I know for sure. I haven't seen Ladybugs in years, and I definitely want to get my hands on that. Hopefully in time I'll be able to make my way through some other classics like Space Jam and The Mighty Ducks. I know there's gotta be more. Let me know in the comments down below, what's your favorite 90s kids sports movies?
Not better.